Failures of the dams in Ukraine, the Kakova, and another dam that was taken out or otherwise failed should bring home to us here in America and abroad the dangers of dams, what they pose to the populace of your countries, to the people downstream. Guys, we're not just talking about catastrophic flooding that could flood out millions of people, or the deprivation of drinking water to millions, or the deprivation of power to millions of people because of the loss of hydroelectric dams or the swamping out of power lines. My friends, there are nuclear power plants downstream of a lot of these dams that could be overwashed, just like Fukushima nuclear power plants in Japan were, and also deprived of cooling water, just like is apparently an unfolding case in Zaporizhzhia with the Zaporizhzhia nuclear power plant, or both. Both could happen for many, many dams. They're both sitting on lakes that require that lake to be at the level, but have dams upstream for them that could wash them out. And then they all recedes away. They don't have the water. They wouldn't have anything to cool with anyway at that point because their infrastructure would be wiped away, just like in Fukushima. And it's not just that, guys. If the dams go out, we're talking about taking out bridges, roads, all kind of assets that are used to keep our infrastructure together. Our nation can really have its guts ripped out by the right kinds of floods from cascading failures of dams starting upstream and going downstream in many streams and rivers in America. We literally have dozens of nuclear power plants that's on these reservoirs, depending on the reservoirs, and also reliant on the safety of the dams upstream. This is no joke, guys. I'm going to show you, and I'm not the first one that's thought of this either. I'll show you an article where somebody's talking about blowing up the Grand Coulee Dam, and it sits way upstream and has many dams on the way down to Portland, Oregon below it. So this is all over the country, my friends. This is nothing unique. I'm going to go to Google Earth in just a moment. But even the Ohio River, and we think of the Tennessee Valley Authority as having dams on. Do you realize even on the Ohio River, there's 1,518 dams that feed the tributaries and the river, and there's actually 119 large dams that are reaching the heights of 25 feet or higher. So there's some major dams on that river that feed the Ohio River. And yeah, there's nuclear power plants on the Ohio River, on the Mississippi River, on the Tennessee River. So I'm going to show you some of these on the Tennessee River for starts. But guys, there are 2,200 dams in the United States that are deemed to be dangerous. And there's other dams around the world which are deemed to be even more dangerous in other countries. We're going to look at this stuff. So we're first going to go to Google Earth, and I'm going to show you some articles, and this will blow your mind. But I'm going to try to get through this fast today because I got other things I need to jump on real fast. So we're going to hit a share screen. Hopefully I'm still here. Yep, share screen. I got to watch this because Zoom has been dropping me out continuously of late. All right, here, my friends, look at this lake here. This beautiful lake up here that's at the headwaters of the Tennessee River. You got the little Tennessee River here, and we zoom into it. Got this, all this lake backed up here, and actually the dam is right here in this case. It's kind of hard to see at that level. When you zoom into it, and there's that dam. And yeah, I don't want to spend too much time here. We're going to the Fort Luddenhavis, that dam. I'm not from that part of Tennessee, guys. But guess what? You see all that water's got backed up behind it? Well, you go downstream just a little ways, you got this big, ginormous lake here. Look at this, guys. And it too has a dam right here. This is a ginormous lake. If that dam fails and then flows down into here and hits this dam, it can overwash it, overtop it, causing this dam to fail. Or what if somebody fills this dam and they're sitting there timing something to blow this dam when that big wave of water gets there, and then it flows on down, keeps going. Oh, there's a dam right there. There's dams all over the place. And here we're coming into another lake. Middle Valley, Harrison. See, this is in Chattanooga. And guess what? We got nuclear power plants up in here. That's why right there. I will go look at those later. Here's another dam. Then you come around here. One of these is Pickwick. This is Nickajack Dam right here. There's another lake, Nickajack. That's a beautiful lake there. So you got like this canyon looking structure on the Tennessee River. Got these hills around. All these are beautiful. This beautiful country with mountains and lakes all up and down the Tennessee and Alabama and the Appalachian Mountains. Look at that dam. Well, you come on around, hit down the river a little ways. You come to this big lake. This is a huge lake here. This lake is ginormous. Guntersville Lake. See, guys, this is Sand Mountain up here. This is a 1,100 feet high. It's way above this lake. But Albertville is a huge city. It gets all this water from this lake. Boaz too, probably. There's a lot of these cities around here that gets their water from these lakes. It gets their power. And here we are, Tennessee River. Look at that big dam. That's the Guntersville Dam right there. So what happens? You get all this cascading failures hitting these dams. What about these communities? Even Guntersville would be flooded, even though it's on a lake. A lot of these communities and cities that are on lakes could be flooded by the lakes from upstream. And then this burst, all this farmland through here. You take out two assets when you flood all this here. Redstone Arsenal. Oh my gosh. Coming on down and around, there's the town of Triana here. Fortunately, in this area, there's not so many people on the lake. There are a lot of people. Look here, Decatur, Alabama, huge manufacturing area. Decatur, right on the river, just at the headwaters of Wheeler Lake. You come on around to Wheeler Lake. Oh, and what is this? Browns Ferry Nuclear Power Plant with 3 boiling water reactors. Yikes, guys. And there's other power plants. So there was 2 others upstream that we just missed. Watts Bar and Sequoia. There it is. And you can see by the ponds here, this nuclear power plant requires the level of the lake to keep the cooling water. It don't even have cooling towers. It's totally reliant on the lake. But that lake there, that's just the beginning of this lake. Of course, it would be overwashed if Guntersville Lake got washed out. And just like, and here's another dam, Wheeler Dam. See all this lake right here, Wheeler Dam. Then you come around and here's Wilson Dam. Then you come on around here and you got another big dam up here. Wow, Pickwick Lake. Here's Pickwick Lake. Look at this. This is a huge lake, Pickwick Lake. Imagine all the water from all those upstream lakes coming down through here and hitting Pickwick Dam all at once. Would not be a pretty picture. And then all this downstream here, oh my gosh, it would probably flood up to Savannah, maybe even Maddox. I don't know, guys. Crump. There'd be tons of communities, Oak Grove. Now we're going up the Tennessee River toward the Ohio River, going sneaking around here. All this would be getting hit and flooded by that huge surge of water until it gets up to the Ohio River. Oh, look here, we got more lakes. Oh my goodness, guys. Yeah, I think this is, some of these lakes are natural up in this area. Just from that earth. Oh, no, we got a dam here. Got a dam there. Oh yeah, that's the Columbia River. Yeah, the Cumberland River. Excuse me. Yeah, there's dams on the Cumberland River, including some that supposedly theoretically protect Nashville and cities like that. Oh, I bet Lake City would be a lake. All right, sure enough, in that quarry right there, that quarry would be filled up. Oh my gosh, so we're still on the Tennessee River. Now we come up the Ohio River, and Paducah, Kentucky would be Padumed, Kentucky. Metropolis. And on around, guys, you would have all kind of floods. So let me zoom out. This would go all the way to Cairo. Yeah, right here at the Missouri and Mississippi and rivers. Yeah, it would be flooded. Then all the way down the Mississippi River, this surge of water would flood cities and ports and take out bridges and power lines, all in farmland, all the way down the Mississippi River. It'd be catastrophic if something like this happened, guys. Catastrophic. Or it could happen on other tributaries of the Mississippi River, or all the above. I mean, if somebody really wanted to cause mayhem, they could do it. And yeah, I'm not the inventor. Look at these big cities down here, guys. Baton Rouge. Yeah. You get on down here in Nolens and places like that. Nolens right here. Yeah, these cities would be in severe trouble. And the ports, the shipping centers. You know, guys, we use our river system for shipping coal and grain and food, all kind of stuff, because it's better than even rail. It's the cheapest way is barges. Just look at all the grain being shipped on barges. Guys, that could be taken out. It could devastate our traffic of this stuff. It would devastate our infrastructure. And there's other dams over here. I'll show you this in a minute. You know, you get down here to Grand Coulee. We're going to stop this here and go to some articles. So real quick, I am going to go share screen. Ding, 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 ding. And we're going to go right here. Oh, yeah, this is a list of the nuclear power plants TVA has on the Tennessee River. That's the one I just showed you. That's Browns Ferry, no cooling towers even. Sequoia is close to Chattanooga, Tennessee, and Watts Bar just up the river from there, really close. And this is a total of 7 nuclear reactors just right there on that river alone. But not only that, just look here at all this stuff. Here's other fuel plants and power generation plants, excuse me, on the Tennessee River. Coal-fired, it says natural fuel, coal-fired plants, and here's all the dams. These are the dams and hydroelectric facilities. All this could get taken out easily, too easily. If somebody took out, well, you say easy, it's not easy to take a dam. I'm going to show you some stuff in a little bit, guys. So let's come back over a few articles back. Now that I kind of started painting this picture from you, if you hadn't figured out you need to be prepping, wake up, because this stuff could happen through neglect. That's, in fact, I'll show you that's maybe have been the case with the dam in Russia, Ukraine, the Kharkova dam. All right, guys, hey, go to prepwithgreg.com, prepwithgreg.com. The link will be below, prepwithgreg.com, and you get $200 off a 3-month supply of food that lasts 25 years, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, 2,000 calories a day, over 2,000, guys. You know, that may look a lot, but for 3 months of food, you're going to want to eat for a month for that. Plus, it lasts a long time, and you can bug out with it real easy because of these nice buckets and the pouches it comes in. You can throw in your backpack. If you can't afford that, consider a 2-week supply. And if you can't afford any of that, watch my videos on how to eat free from the weeds and trees, but you won't get the carbs and some of the other things you need with that. But it can help you make it through. And there's other prepping supplies on here too, water filters, air filters, and just other survival gear and items. You need to check it out. Prepwithgreg.com. Enough of that. All right, let's go on. More than 2,200 dams are in poor condition, posing danger to communities. All right, guys, here's the El Capitan Reserve in Lakeside, California. These things are all over the United States. What about that big dam next to Huntsville, Utah, upstream from Ogden, Utah? Here's one that's 7. This is not even like the Hoover Dam. This is another huge dam in Idaho, 717 foot tall. Whoo, that's a big dam. And it's over 3,000 foot wide, guys, from end to end. I think 3,400 some odd feet. Aye, yikes, guys. The 10 most dangerous dams in the world. Well, the worst is considered to be Vajont, or however you say it, dam in Italy. Then there's a Three Gorges Dam in China. That's a huge monster, and it's believed to be cracked already. It's the biggest dam in the world. Mosul Dam in Iraq. How about this? This dam here in Brazil and Paraguay, that's a huge dam, guys. That's a big one. I can't even pronounce it, but that dam is huge. And of course, this dam, Monticello in California, it's not because this dam is so much directly at risk itself, but it's because it's got this crazy drain in the middle of it, and I think somebody got sucked down it. It looks beautiful, like a natural whirlpool, but you don't want to get anywhere near it, or you ain't going to get out if you fall into that thing. Hoover Dam. Yeah, that's the biggest dam in the United States. And this dam comes in as this number 6. We got this dam here, Tarbela in Pakistan, the Grand Coulee Dam. Oh, yeah, we talked about that a minute ago. I said somebody has already identified that one as something, what would happen if they blew it up? There's some notion some terrorists were considering that. Fort Peck Dam. And then we got this dam here, Karun 3 in Iran. All right, guys, bang. Here we are. Threats found in major dams in Tennessee, plural. This is an article talking about several dams in Tennessee that they think, they started talking about the one, the Boone Dam up in northeast corner of the state near Johnson City. It had a sinkhole formed near the foot of it, and they had to really jump through hoops to keep that dam from collapsing, fill in that sinkhole. I mean, it's things like that. So, but it's not just the dams that are weak. You look at what happened to the Kharkova Dam. It was a good dam until the war happened, and apparently they weren't able to maintain the sluice gates on it. I'll show you some more on that in a minute, guys. So how would you take these dams out, Greg? Dams are hard to take out. Well, you might be aware that there was this Russian General Lebed who said that the Russians had 250 backpack nuclear devices that they managed to sneak in the United States and hide them, with targets being bridges, dams, and major infrastructure items. Yeah, they said dams. And the problem was they claimed that something on the order of dozens of them, I've heard as many as 80, come up missing. They don't know what happened to them. Now, this has been debated back and forth as to what the real nature of this was, guys. But this is what was discussed. A large number, this is in Frontline, large number, yeah, do backpack nukes exist? Yeah, I showed you some in some previous videos, including one with a paratrooper jumping one between his legs. Yeah, like I would want to do that, right? Now, this is an article written by Graham T. Allison, no relation, but he is a major thinker in international relations. So let me show you. I'll show you him at the bottom in a minute. I've mentioned him before in some of my articles. And what he's saying in here is that loose nukes, the loss or theft of weapons, usable nuclear materials, and nuclear weapons themselves from the former Soviet Union is not a hypothetical threat. It's a brute fact, a brute fact. So what he's saying here is this stuff is out there. There are loose nukes. And he wrote this back in 1996, about the time the articles were coming out by Lebed. Now, to give you an idea, this guy's still alive. He's still active. But he was older, and he was older in time 20 years ago, 30 years ago when that was written. Yeah, that was almost 30 years ago. He is still a very active individual. He's with Harvard, Douglas Dillon Professor of Government. He's got some bigger, higher title than that now. No, you ain't gonna reach him by calling this number anymore. I've tried. He don't do too many interviews now, but I was trying to get him for an interview. In any event, guys, bang, what happened there? All right. China has now here's other potential explosives. Now you can look, guys, if you went into the turbine room of these dams with just TNT, you could take a lot of these dams out. Or if you hit the sluice gates on some of these dams, you can cause them to fail. But if you caused so much water to flow through them that caused the water to be turbulent at the base of the dam and to mine out the structure from underneath, and especially then if the water was coming at a high level, could overtop it, the whole dam could topple over. I'll show a little bit on that in a second. China tamed the world's most powerful explosive, military scientists saying. This is coming to us from this South China, what is the news, whatever the name of this article. How come this ain't coming all the way up the top here? Anyway, so this is an Asian newspaper here. But anyway, China has tamed the world's most powerful explosive. It's CL-20. CL-20, guys. This stuff is, they use it in their nuclear program over in China. They claim they made it 5 times more stable. It was very dangerous before. This has a blast pressure many times higher than TNT and RDX. So this is far more powerful than TNT. We measure the yield of atomic bombs in megatons. That's a million tons of TNT, or kilotons, 1,000 tons of TNT. That's how we measure these things, guys. But this is more powerful than TNT by a long shot, and they have got this available to them now for use. So, yeah, we just looked at that. All right, guys, we're almost done here. This guy's Ryan Macbeth. I mentioned him a couple nights ago in the video. He's did this video here on how Russia destroyed the Katkova Dam by negligence, he claims. He claims they didn't directly blow it up. He's got the satellite photographs in sequence to show where the roadway fell in, how it started structurally failing, and he goes through great lengths to explain the physics of the failure that he thinks took this dam out. And it was mostly neglect, because the Russians they opened the sluice gate to let some of the pressure off the dam where they were at, but they didn't want to go on the other side of the dam where they might get sniped by the Ukrainians. And so they didn't open the sluice gates over there. And the water apparently mined under the dam right there, and it started cracking right at that spot. So he explains that he's got several dam engineers that also supported him in this video. He had satellite photographs in it. So he's got quite a good analysis. He did some good homework on this. So check him out. His channel is Ryan Macbeth. He's all pro-gun, NATO. So I don't necessarily agree with everything he says in here, but he does some good analysis. He knows his weapon systems. So he does have some good information on his site, Ryan Macbeth. So you can check this video, How Russia Destroyed the Kharkova Dam. So you can check that video out. But see what this underlines is that we could have really good, strong dams in this country that could still fail due to neglect. And that kind of neglect could happen if we have an EMP attack in this country or a CME that causes us to lose 9/10 of our population due to societal collapse, like the EMP Task Force, National and Homeland Security, and from Congress would happen. You see what I'm saying, guys? Yeah, you won't have the people to maintain these structures then what you get, all kind of cascading failures. It's not like you've already have a disaster on your hands, but disasters would compound. Or other things could lead to that, guys. Maybe a real, maybe some of these bugs I talked about getting loose might get loose. They got bugs now that are and Wuhan that are 75% fatal. And I showed you a lab up in Boston that developed something 80% fatal. Why they got this kind of stuff? If that stuff gets out, yeah, you got all kind of mayhem. So that's why you need to be prepping, guys. Oh, here we are. Cooley Dam. Now I tried to click on this and I found that this is not a safe site. It said safe here, and you click on it, it warns you that you want to go there. Cooley Dam vulnerable to bombing. Now, why they got to tell us that? But anybody, look, guys, this kind of stuff occurred to me when I was 14 years old. The nature of cascade of everything. Here it is, guys. This is the Grand Cooley Dam, vulnerable to bombing. They're talking about conventional explosives, not the CO-20 that China's got. So the Grand Cooley Dam. Let me open this up a little bit more. Get rid of this picture. Let's go look at it here on this map. I started doing some Google Earth, but I thought this would take me straight to it. You see, this is also an upstream lake. It's got another lake here. And we got other lakes downstream from it and others feeding into it. And another dam. I see. And then you hit Richland, Kennewick. Yeah, and that's just what you got. You got a series of dams on this river, and they ultimately feed down into Portland, Oregon, Vancouver, Oregon. A lot of farmland in here, a lot of other stuff that can be taken out, guys. Astoria. All right, guys. So I'm not kidding. This is not a joke. This is something you don't need to be thinking. What if the Hoover Dam broke? Well, we're fortunate right now don't have as much water behind us normally, but this Mead Lake supplies 25 million people with drinking water. It irrigates a lot of crops and produces a lot of electricity. And then there's, agriculture areas and other places downstream for it. What if it broke? It would be catastrophic. So my friends, this is not a joke if we talk about a dam getting broke. What you need to do is take this seriously and consider what you would do and how you'd prepare to take care of yourself, your family, and your friends. And if you're living downstream from one of these dams, you need to think about a bug out plan. That's the bottom line. If you're downstream from any of these dams, you might even consider moving. You might consider moving. They act like they didn't think that Kharkova Dam would fail. Well, if you don't have the right maintenance on them for some reason, yeah, these are devices. These dams are devices, most of them. Except the big earth dams, but they eventually will fail too, just from the pressure over time. These dams are all potential to fail over time. When I was a kid, when I was 2 years old, they had a huge dam break up in the mountain above a town called Aniana, Alabama, 1962. My dad took me down. I was 2 years old. I still remember seeing all the mud and all the houses busted wide open where they'd just like been blown up inside, where the water went in them and just cracked them. And it was a mess. The city was Aniana was a mess. I still remember that. And maybe there's one or two of you around here that are watching this from the area that saw that too, that maybe you're my age and or a little bit older and can remember it. I got some good memory. 1962, Aniana. I've seen what that looks like. And that memory stuck with me for all these years, for 61 years. Not a pretty sight. So guys, yeah, you need to think about it. Get ready, be secure. You can think hard about living underneath a dam like that. You may not even know you're underneath the dam like that. Most people don't. They don't think there's no dam upstream from them. Oh, if you look, yeah, go to maps, go to Google Earth, do some research. Then maybe you need to consider that when you're planning your bug out locations. Find a place that's high and not downstream from a dam or a nuclear power plant. Get away from them. Get away from the cities. All right, my friends, that's my advice. With that, I'm going to say thank you for watching and subscribe to my channel, bang the up notification bell, and click all. This platform is really stomped down on me hard. I need all the help I can get. Comment below and chat on other people's comments. Give them thumbs up, thumbs down, whatever. Have some conversation, have some fun, and get ready. Get ready. It's my proposition to help you survive, thrive, and stay alive. That's what we're here for. Keep your eyes wide open, head on swivel. Greg out.